I've never had such a mix of nervousness and excitement for an Eagles-Dallas matchup as I do today. Oh my God. Everything, every possible ingredient that could have come together and made this a classic matchup is there. All we need now is for the Eagles to not shit the fucking bed. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I am nervous as fuck. And I'll tell you right off the bat, I don't expect the Eagles to win this game. But realistically speaking, the Eagles have a very good shot of winning this game. Now, I might not be predicting them to win the game, but there's a lot of things, that if you underestimate this team, they will fucking stick it to you, fucking outpace you, and leave you behind. And you know what? I think Chip Kelly has a few things up his sleeve that we kind of got a hint of seeing, and I'll get into that in a second here. But before I get into everything, I just want to take care of one little business keeping thing. This is something that happened last night. The Redskins, in essence, cut RG3. I know they just benched him because they're coming to the realization that, oh shit, man, we gotta do something to salvage any possible trade value he has left. We can't let him go out against the Colts and get fucking slaughtered. That'd be 3 fucking duds in a row. His trade value would be nothing, more than the nothing it is now. And now I'm hearing people saying, like, you know, I'd be curious to see what RG3 looks like in a Chip Kelly system. You fucking insane? RG3 is done. He's fucking done. He's an injury again waiting to happen. His instincts are shit. I know he's had the worst squad that he's seen around him yet in Washington this year. He's not the team isn't exactly doing him any favors. But last I checked, Deshaun Jackson's there and he couldn't do fuck all with him. What makes you think he's gonna come here and do anything? I can't believe the madness that people are actually considering having RG3 here. But you know what? Fuck that shit. It's back onto the Cowboys discussion. A lot of shit talking between the two teams this year. Dallas fans, I've noticed you got a little bit quiet all of a sudden. A little bit quiet. Almost as if you don't have as much confidence going into this game after what the Giants almost did to you. Yeah, I know, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but didn't. Because, man, I was watching that Dallas Giants game. I could have sworn that Giants receivers were open left and right. And I've been hearing the Dallas fans telling me, man, the Eagles secondary fucking sucks. Did you watch that game with your eyes open on Sunday night? I was seeing Eli fighting guys open left and right, dusting coverage. I don't think the Giants have much of all to work with either. I know Beckham's making his little Superman catches and you can't expect that shit every game, but Eli wasn't having any trouble passing on him. And frankly, Dallas, you won that game because Eli let you win that game. Eli saw Church sitting there picking his fucking nose, not doing anything, and felt bad for him and threw a ball right to him in the red zone. Now, I know Romo still marched down and did his thing. You got to score. You can't just be given an opportunity and win. You got to actually finish the drive. I get all that. But let's be realistic. Without Eli Manning not being Eli Manning, Dallas doesn't win that game. But I digress because Dallas got fucked out of a turnover earlier in the game, so it's whatever. But if you think I'm fearful or more intimidated of the Dallas Cowboys coming out of that game on Sunday night, you got another thing coming, Dallas. Now, let's kind of look at things perspective per perspective on both teams. Because I think Chip Kelly has a few things up his sleeve that we're going to see here. Now, let's take the running backs. All right. I keep hearing from Dallas fans all year about how great their running back situation is with a one-threat running back, or just that they have one threat at running back. Now that's crucial because I see the Eagles with two threats at running back. You have both Sproles and McCoy. Now, there's no denying that DeMarco Murray is hands down the absolute best running back in the league. And frankly, he could miss the last 3 games of the season, and he's still going to finish with more yards than anyone else. Running backs ain't exactly a dime a dozen in the league this year. But here's where I give the slight edge in running backs to the Eagles. Last week against the Titans, you started seeing something that I've been screaming for, and a lot of Eagles fans have been screaming for all year. Double running back sets where you have both McCoy and Sproles lined up in the backfield, or just Sproles breaks out to the line. Just anything like that where when you have both Sproles and McCoy on the field, like I said, I've been saying this all year. I'm like, why don't they do more of this? Because the defense gets thrown off because you have to respect both guys. You can't just be like, we'll negate cover and Sproles or expecting him to run up the gut and focus on McCoy or vice versa or anything like that. And you saw this more in the Titans game. And when I saw this being used more in the Titans game, I'm saying to myself, why all of a sudden are they pulling this out against the Titans, a team that you really don't need to do that against? And it clicked with me. I'm like, they're doing dry runs of this because they want to use this against teams like the Cowboys. A team like Dallas that isn't really that good on defense, was over excelling at defense and was really impressing people the first half of this season. It has been kind of falling flat. Like I said, didn't look all that impressive against the Giants, a team which, might I add, the Eagles beat 27 to fucking nothing already this year on Sunday Night Football. How many points did you let the Giants score, Dallas? Oh, quite a few so far. Anyway, I'm expecting to see a lot of those double running back sets and having this team look dynamically different on offense. Because let's face it, we cannot rely on Sanchez throwing the ball. I don't care. All that shit aside where I said how that secondary looks very weak against the Giants, it doesn't fucking matter if a secondary's weak or not. Sanchez will turn the fucking ball over if you let him pass too much. Let's keep it the fuck real here, Philadelphia. If he doesn't, hey, prove me wrong. Got to keep him under 40 pass attempts. Got to keep him under 40 pass attempts. Got to get Sproles at least 10 touches. Got to get Shady at least 20 plus touches. That's the formula to win this game. Focus on passing up the gut. This linebacker core, not that we have much room to speak from in Philadelphia, but this linebacker core in Dallas doesn't fear me for a fucking second. I think Sproles, I think Ertz, I think anyone we get branching right up the gut is going to get some smash mouth yardage. Sproles is going to be bouncing off, just like a fucking pinball machine off those fucking linebackers. But let's keep it real here, Philadelphia. Tony Romo, Dez Bryant, and Jason Witten are going to fuck up this Eagles defense. You know, I'm not even more fearful. Obviously, the most talented guy on offense as far as a receiving threat goes is Dez Bryant. I think Jason Witten, and like I said, we don't have much to talk about as far as linebackers go. I see Jason Witten fucking this team up just like he always has. I see him going up the gut. I see linebackers having to be pulled over in coverage on him. Who the fuck are we going to branch off linebacker-wise to cover Jason Witten? Acho? Matthews? Acho if he's even playing? Those fucking matchups scare the shit out of me. I do like Kendricks. No disrespect to Kendricks. Kendricks is doing his thing, and he's doing a solid job. Solid young fucking stud in the fucking making here. Loving what he's doing this year. But you can't have just one guy that's doing good this year and expecting your linebackers to just back you up. This game worries me. But anyone that is overly confident, or anyone, I know there's a bunch of just fucking nudnik fucking Cowboys fans that are 18 years old that have no idea what their team was like when it was actually good. They're just going to talk off shit and talk about the 5 Super Bowl rings and, you know, what they saw on Daddy's VHS tape when they, you know, saw it next to the porn collection that the dad has. Anyway, this team is winnable for either team. let's be real. If you think the Eagles or any team is supposed to be intimidated going into Dallas, or that you Dallas fans are going to be like, you in our house, bitch, you guys are 3-3 at home this year, and you lost to the fucking Washington Redskins with a third-string quarterback. You think anyone is fucking fearful about going into Dallas Jerry World to play? Ain't no team in the fucking league afraid of going into Dallas to play fucking football this year. No one. Not even the fucking Bucks. Anyway. Every fucking ingredient is there. I just don't want to see a fucking stinker. And again, going into like my confidence and saying how I don't see the Eagles winning this game. But they can win this game. One of the things, and I've said this all this year, is who have the Eagles beat with Chip Kelly as their head coach? They need to, and someone said this best when they called in the WIP. They said, I love Chip Kelly, love what he's doing, but he's really not going to win me over completely until he wins a game that he shouldn't. And frankly, they shouldn't win this game. They shouldn't go into a Dallas team that is, frankly, a slight notch ahead of the Eagles. A slight notch ahead of the Eagles. They shouldn't go into Dallas and win a game. They shouldn't go into Dallas against a team that is used to playing on Thanksgiving Thursdays. So this is that chance to do that. This is that chance for Chip Kelly to prove that he could beat a team that is significantly over 500. He's yet to beat a team that when they play them has a record that is over 500. They beat the Cardinals last year, but they were a 500 team at the time. They later went on to win 10 games. They beat the Colts earlier this year. The Colts were 0-1 going into that game. Anyway, that fucking monkey is going to be on Chip Kelly's back until he proves and the Eagles prove that they can beat the better teams of the league. And it fucking worries me that another better team in the league is facing off with them on Thursday. The one thing, the absolute one and only thing that can dominate this game for the Eagles is if that pass rush shows up. But I am equally worried as much of anything else of that happening because of that Dallas offensive line. I wish I could tell you this was the Dallas offensive line of the majority of the 2000s and the late 1990s that was just letting everyone blast through and tear up their rotisserie quarterbacks that were going through the league in between Aikman and Romo. And you know what? At the end of that Giants game, the one thing that really did impress me was that final touchdown to Dez Bryant. Did you see that play, Eagles fans, with your eyes open? Because you should take note of that. Giants had everything to play for on that drive. And that defense couldn't get fuck all of pressure on them. Romo walked over to the sideline that final drive. He was like, they hiked the ball, went to the sideline, got a chair, sat down, jerked off, played some chess on his iPhone, looked up, was like, Dez, are you open? Still in the chair. Ugh, there you go. Took the lead. Gave you a minute left, Giants, but you ain't going to do anything left with that because Eli fucking blows. That offensive line on Dallas is the real fucking deal and quite possibly the best offensive line in football this year. And one thing that can gain the Eagles so much fucking respect and turn a few fucking heads is while the entire nation is fucking watching, while they're stuffing their faces full of murdered animals, is to bust through that O-line, get to Romo, sack his ass, get pressure on passes, have him throw up ducks, get batted balls, get all of that. All that we've seen every fucking game this year, except for Green Bay, which I don't know why the fuck we couldn't get any pass rush on Rodgers. That pass rush has to show up. And I will have no confidence going forward if this fucking team, if this Dallas Cowboys offensive line brick walls the pass rush. And it's quite possible that's exactly what will happen. So Eagles fans and Dallas fans, this game is winnable for both teams. Let's keep it real. If you're expecting a blowout from either team, you're delusional. Can a blowout happen? Obviously. Any given Sundays, well, it's a Thursday, but any given Sunday exists in NFL, unlike college football. Not fucking lame-ass college football. Anyway. I'm excited. I'm nervous. This is everything. This is everything that I can remember watching when I was 10 years old. Seeing the end of the Landry years and seeing Buddy Ryan and Gangrene fucking just butt rape that fucking team into submission until they had to get rid of Landry, bring in Jerry Jones, have a 1-win season. Oh, those were some good times. And then the great train robbery happened with Minnesota and Herschel Walker and all that. Okay, we'll get into that. The rivalry's back. It is fucking back. Get it done, Eagles. Get it the fuck done. I wish I had more confidence going into this game. I wish Chip Kelly had given me more confidence that he could win against these better teams. But I know in my heart of hearts he can get it done. I know this is a winnable game. I may not think they can win this game, but they can win this game. And this is a game that they can get so much credibility from. And take a commanding lead in the NFC East. More than just the record. It would be an undefeated record in the NFC East right now. Whereas the Giants would have 2 losses against the NFC East. Anyway, I've talked long enough. The time for talk is over. It's time for action. Eagles, get it the fuck done. Game the fuck on. And by the way, I won't be here to tweet about the game. And I might not be able to get my reaction video up till Friday morning. So don't expect to get, play-by-play shit going from me during the game. It's fucking game time. I said it's fucking game time! Let's go! Fuck the Dallas Cowboys!